Alright, so today I wanted to talk about something known as the YouTube algorithm. And a lot of you probably know about it because a lot of you have had experience with trying to be a YouTuber and trying to make YouTube videos. But no one, of course, fully knows how it works. But there's actually a very big problem with the way the YouTube algorithm works. But not necessarily a problem in regards to, like, it's hurting the website, but more or less a problem that's hurting the people on the website. And by the way, welcome to the Inferness channel, and of course, most likely everyone who's watching this video, which is probably a abysmal amount, of course, but I don't really care about the viewership of this channel. It's just something I just do whenever I feel like it. I'm sorry for not posting for around a month. I, of course, just have been focusing on other things, but I finally decided to speak about something that I think is important, so I'm going to be doing that in this video. So basically, what is the YouTube algorithm? What is this thing that I'm talking about? Am I just out of my mind? Is there even an actual YouTube algorithm? Well, maybe you'll agree that there actually isn't one, and it's all just made up crap. Either way, it's, in my opinion, there is an actual YouTube algorithm. There is an actual robot behind the scenes that is controlling the circulation of videos and basically which videos get viewed by people and which don't. But the way that this works, just the whole way that it's set up, is just flawed in so many ways. And just as a disclaimer, I'm not going to be shitting on YouTube in this video. YouTube is doing the best they can, and because of that, you know, they can only do so much. However, I mean, that doesn't change the fact that the problems that I'm going to be talking about in this video do most definitely exist. And they are something that affect a lot of people. Definitely not everyone, but a lot of people. Since YouTube's website is so fluctuative, if that's even a word, on how they operate and basically show videos to people, if you make a living on YouTube and if you rely on YouTube to, or maybe if you put so much work into YouTube and your channel growth is basically something that's like one of the main factors in your goals in life, well, it can go from basically, you know, something big to the next day, absolutely nothing. It could flatline instantly. It could all go to shit within a single day because, you know, YouTube's algorithm and the way YouTube just works changes so much, and anything could happen at any time on YouTube. One day you might think you know how it all works and you might think you have it all under wraps, and then the very next day you're back to square one because it all just falls into nothing. It all just gets thrown away and YouTube just changes instantly. And of course, it's super easy to get caught up on this and get demotivated. And of course, as you could probably tell, I myself have definitely not been immune to that at all either. In fact, I've probably been the most subjected to being extremely demotivated, especially in recent times, not just now as in recent times, but also just scattered throughout my entire YouTube history, just due to things like this. Sometimes I try to stick away from just even looking at channel statistics because every single time I do, I get nervous to see, is it up or is it down? And if it is down, it makes me sad, or it'll make me depressed and not make me want to do anything, but also I'll feel guilty on the inside for not doing anything. And it's just a constant struggle, basically. Recently, it's gotten extremely bad. And essentially, the only way I can describe it is that, you know, everything has changed. Every single thing within the course of a single day has changed on YouTube. And it's affected my channel, and it's affected so many other people's channels. And it really is extremely bad in a way that it makes you realize that you can't fully control your success on YouTube. At the end of the day, whether your videos that you could possibly spend 10 hours on making is seen by people, even your own audience, is all up to fate. It's all in control of some far off, undefinable, basically ununderstandable algorithm robot that's just basically controlling everything. And one day your videos can go from getting 50,000 views in the first couple of days to only getting 5,000 in the first couple of days for no reason. You know, you're posting the same type of content, same type of thumbnail, same type of, basically the same genre. Nothing's changed, except all of a sudden your views are split. They're reduced by 90%. And some days, you know, one day you might be doing really good on YouTube. Your channel might be actually blowing up, you know. You might be thinking like, this is it, you know, this is the beginning of something big. And then all of a sudden the next day, it just goes right back to shit. And then you don't know why. And then it just flatlines basically for the next month. your subscriber growth, your views growth, everything will just go to shit. And the thing that really sucks about all this is the fact that when you see this happening, any normal person, any layman just looking in at all this, the first thing that they're gonna think is, well, fuck, what am I doing wrong? Like, what have I done? Why is my channel dying? What have I changed, and why am I going through this? But from an insider's perspective, and from someone who's a little bit more intuitive, like me, myself, not saying that I'm like smarter than the average person, but you know, my career is basically involved in looking at numbers and statistics. I look into this, you know, when my channel all of a sudden has its views, you know, reduced by 60% and my money is cut in half, which I rely on to, of course, make a living and continue making videos, I kind of want to look in to see what the fuck is going on, you know what I'm saying? And by the way, I'm sorry if I do end up cussing quite a bit in this video, because I am quite a bit wound up about this whole topic that I'm talking about. But I mean, for as an example, I'll be transparent with all you guys. I'll just let you in on my own situation, my own statistics. You know, back in the beginning of this year, you know, the channel, I'm talking about the Tech Realm, obviously, not this channel. If you guys are somehow new here and you don't know who I am, which is impossible, obviously this is not my main channel, this is my second channel, but my main channel was doing splendid. It was doing absolutely phenomenal. Every single new video I was dropping was getting 40 to 50,000 views, sometimes even up to 100,000 views, and almost every single video was going viral after I posted them. Almost there was a streak of time, actually, in the beginning of the year, you know, somewhere in between January and the end of February, where I had like 5 videos in a row that had over 400,000 views. It was phenomenal. And then all of a sudden, one day, at the end of February, it just all stops. It all goes to shit. The views are cut not only in half, they go down like by 60%. And then at first I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know, we have dips and stuff like that. But then it stays down, it keeps going down and down and down. Same with the subs, and same with my money. And that starts getting really concerning, because I'm not rich. I rely on every single paycheck, every single thing I can get. You know, I mean, I need the money that I make on YouTube. I mean, I'm definitely not in the place where I would say that I would instantly go homeless if my YouTube channel like was deleted, for example, but I'm definitely not in the best of financial situations, to put it simply. So when your money just basically is cut in half within the course of a day for no apparent reason, you know, YouTube doesn't notify you, they don't give you a little notification in your YouTube studio saying, hey, this is what's going on, you know, we're changing some things, just so you know, so you might see a difference in your view counts or something. No, they don't say any of that, you know. It just happens like overnight, instantly, and there's no one who says anything about it. And that's also one of the most frustrating things, and I'll get into that a little bit later on. And then instantly, you know, I'll post a video, and then instead of the video getting, you know, 40,000 views, it will get 4,000 views in the first day on a 160,000 subscribed YouTube channel. Now, for those of you who may not know, that's a terrible amount of views. That's a terrible view to subscriber ratio. So once again, first thing I think to myself is, okay, what the hell am I doing wrong? What did I do? Like, everything's going to crap. What do I need to do to fix this? So luckily, YouTube offers a little impression option where you can go into your new studio and check out how many people have actually seen your video and not necessarily clicked. This basically shows every single thing, that every single time your videos are seen by anyone, just whenever someone hovers by it, just basically whenever an individual person sees it, even if they see it more than once. Now, the average percentage of click-through rate you should be getting is anything from 5% to 10%. So, I mean, really, as long as you're getting over 5%, that's a good engagement rate. So I just checked my most recent video, which was, at the time, I'm not even sure exactly what it was, but you know, it did terrible, and I was just kind of curious on the analytics, because you know, that's like my last resort. When I feel like I'm doing terrible on YouTube, I just have to resort to actually looking at my analytics and seeing what's going on. So when I see the impression rate, I see that the video only got 40,000 impressions. 40,000 impressions, and you may look at that and be like, oh, that's a lot, you know, that's way more than what I get. But you have to take into consideration, I have a 160,000 subscribed YouTube channel, which means for 40,000 people that are seeing my video, that is 60% of my audience that are not even seeing the video. Meaning, out of every single person that's subscribed to my YouTube channel, to see more of my videos, more of my content released in the future, because last time I checked, that was the point of subscribing, right? I mean, maybe I'm just going crazy. I thought that was the point of subscribing to someone. So I guess that makes too much sense to the YouTube algorithm out here, and only 40% of my audience, less than that, 30% at the time of my entire audience was even seeing the video, okay? Which means 80,000 people that were subscribed to me, they weren't getting notified, they weren't seeing it in the recommended, they weren't seeing it in their sub box, they weren't getting emailed. For as all they knew, I never even posted the damn video. So this is really what got on my nerves and doesn't make sense to me at all. If you subscribe to a YouTube channel, you should receive every single one of their videos one way or another. You should either see it in your sub box, see it somewhere in your recommended, or get notified within the first day. I don't care whether you have notifications on or not. That's the point of subbing. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal, you know, if the YouTube algorithm wasn't also extremely focused on how good a video does in the first 24 hours anyways. If YouTube sees that you're only getting like, I don't know, like 2% of your subscribers watching your videos in the first 24 hours, they're going to think your video's shit. They're not going to promote it to more people. And the chances of that video going viral goes from like 50% or 40% to like 1%. So basically, YouTube controls how many people see your video who are already subbed to you, and then YouTube also punishes you for that same fucking reason. I mean, I understand that their algorithm might automatically detect that some people might not be interested who are subbed in my channel to watch every single video I put out. To be fair, that's not something that's up to them to determine. If they're subscribed to me, they should be getting every one of my videos, and if they're not interested and they don't click, then fair enough, the video is bad, okay? At the very least, it's fair. But this is stupid when only 30% of the audience that are subscribed to me even knows the video exists. And you could play out the whole thing like, oh, well, you know, some of your subs aren't active on YouTube every day. But you know what? I gotta call bullshit on that one, because guess what? What do you think I am? PewDiePie, Mr. Beast? You're not gonna just hop on the YouTube homepage if you just go to YouTube once every couple of days and just see my fucking channel. You gotta be watching YouTube quite a bit to stumble across one of my videos and then somehow want to subscribe to my channel. Like, you're not just gonna be an inactive YouTube user. So clearly, these people that are subbed to me, I'm sure like 99% of them probably use YouTube every single day. So that's not an excuse. So after all this started happening, I just decided, you know what? I'm going to look into this a little bit more, because knowing myself, I've gotten I'm not going to say famous, but I've gotten relatively known by making videos that involve statistics and research and stuff like that. So you know what? I'm going to be the statistics guy, and I'm going to look into this, because I got to know what the hell's going on. Because I know for a fact that when, you know, all of a sudden within the course of literally 48 hours, I'm not even making that up, that's how fast it changed. Your channel could just basically go from getting 100-something thousand views a day to 30,000 and having your videos get 50K in the first 24 hours to 5K. That's not natural. There's something else going on here. This is not normal. So the first thing that I did was I looked at some other people's growth and some other people's daily sub and view gain. Obviously, I don't have access to people's individual statistics, but the most I could do was go to Social Blade and see how my channel compared to everyone else. And overwhelmingly speaking, almost every single person, at least almost every single person, to at least some extent, was going through the exact same thing, almost synchronized to the way my channel was going through it. At around the end of February and the very beginning of March, my channel, that's basically where it started to really start to tank. Like within 48 hours, things really just tanked and plummeted. Well, there were several examples of other people that I just happened to know, some of which having more, some of which having the same amount of subs as me, that basically, to some extent, or some of which to a lot of extent, even worse than me, went through the exact same fluctuations in their statistics. One really distinct example was a YouTube channel known as Chris Awake. Basically had a viral video about PewDiePie versus T-Series. Essentially what the viral video was called was PewDiePie versus T-Series official trailer. That video went on to get around 1.2 million views. It was a viral video because he only has 40k subs. That video was uploaded only February 15th. So that was before all of this started happening and I started noticing this stuff. The same YouTube channel uploads literally the exact same type of video, the exact same type. The literal title was PewDiePie vs. T-Series official trailer number 2. And this was uploaded in March, so this was way after the whole algorithmic change started happening. And the video got 5k views. 5,000 views. The last video got 1.2 million. This one got 5K. So this man comes to me and asks me, like, what's going on, man? Do you think there's something wrong here? Like, could you help me out? Could you shout me out? So, of course, I did shout it out. I shouted out in my community page, and lots of people went and watched the video. And then sometime at the very end of March and towards the very, very beginning of April, like April 1st, the video started to go extremely viral. Not as viral as the last one, but really viral nonetheless. And basically, Chris Awake's entire channel was starting to grow at a pretty decent rate once again at the very end of March. And my channel also began to grow at that exact same rate. As a matter of fact, at that exact same time, my channel went through one of the biggest periodic growth spurts that I've ever gone through. But then it just dies off at the exact same time and just cuts right back to where it was before within like a week. And not only on Chris Awake's channel can this be seen, but on so many other channels, we could see that they also went through this periodic growth spurt, some of which went through it bigger, some of which went through it smaller. But either way, all at around the same time, it's all synchronized, it's all basically linked together. So there's no fucking doubt that all of this is controlled by nothing other than the YouTube robot algorithm that is just spontaneously changing their things up and just basically messing with the very livelihoods of people on this website who make content. And the fact that it's just so sporadic and unpredictable and random, that is the thing that gets on my nerves. On top of the fact that there's no information ever given from YouTube, either through email or notification on our dashboard at all, ever, when humongous changes like this, some of which could, like I said, maybe make some people homeless who rely on this kind of income or this kind of like YouTube success. There's nothing ever told about what's going on. There's no insight on this. But the one thing that I feel like is the worst out of all of this is the fact that, like I said before, the average person, the layman person who doesn't really know much about YouTube analytics, person who doesn't really look into this that much, they're going to think that they're doing something wrong. They're going to think that they are the one at fault. When in reality, their entire fate of their career is in the hands of some ununderstandable, far-off, weird robot which is going to basically decide out of nowhere whether or not your hard work is going to be seen by people, whether they're subscribed to you or not. And YouTube themselves know that they can get away with this because of one main reason. And the reason is because it doesn't affect the viewers. And believe it or not, but I mean, it should be quite obvious that 99.99% of YouTube's success comes from the people that visit the website and watch videos, not people that make videos. Because these people, there's always going to be videos on YouTube. There's always going to be people making videos, okay? So if they fuck over just a couple people, I mean, that's not going to affect them. I mean, that's not going to ruin their thing. That's not going to make people want to switch websites, even though there's not even a website to switch to. And like I said, man, I don't want to get all into this hate train for YouTube, man. YouTube is just, I want to say that they're doing the best that they are, or the best they can. But you know what? Some part of me really just doubts that. In fact, some part of me really just knows that's not fucking true. So anyways, that's all I'm going to say in this video, man. I had some other things and points I wanted to bring out, but I don't want to make this video like 30 minutes long. It's just ridiculous as it is. I'm going to be out here just taking some time to understand the changes and trying to relearn everything that I thought was how it worked. I'm trying to relearn everything that I spent years, you know, learning and getting experience on. It just all was flushed down the toilet in one day. You know, I have to take some time to just try to get my bearings straight and understand all of this all over again. So if I'm gone for however long, I'm not even sure whether it be just on this channel or all my other channels and my outlets of creation. Don't think that I just killed myself because I don't get enough YouTube views, even though sometimes it could really be like that out here. I mean, it would never really, in my opinion, be that deep, and it shouldn't be that deep for anyone else. But this is how it is. This is the reality. I mean, within a single day, everything you built up, all of your work, could just go to nothing. It could be thrown out the window by some uncontrollable thing. And to a certain extent, you can't even control how successful you are on YouTube, because it's all based off whether or not YouTube wants to serve your videos to people. And if for whatever reason they change everything and they decide not to, then it's basically like a way of YouTube saying to go fuck yourself. So at the end of the day, that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, and even though there's probably no one who's actually watched all the way this far into the video, thank you anyways, and I'll see you guys whenever the next time I feel like opening up Audacity and turning on the record button and then sitting in front of a computer screen for 10 hours editing a video. Until then, goodbye.